Welcome everyone. My name is Lucky Moremi and this is my presentation for JLZ 300 exam equivalent assignment. Today I'll be discussing turning points in South African history, especially from 1948 to 1994, and how my studies in JLZ 300 can enhance my teaching in this area. This topic is part of the grade 9 senior phase history subject where we will explore significant events that shaped our nation. Understanding these turning points is essential for grasping the complexities of our past and the ongoing impact they have on our society today. JLZ is important for teaching sensitive topics like apartheid in grade 9. It helps me adapt my language for all learners to engage effectively. A supportive environment allows safe sharing of perspectives, crucial for addressing emotional complexities. Recognizing diverse backgrounds fosters rich discussions and deeper understanding, enabling me to tackle challenges in teaching complex historical narratives. Instructional communication is essential for effective history lesson. In my lesson on turning points in South African history, I applied JLZ 300 instructional communication strategies by adapting language to meet learners' varying English proficiency levels, using clear, simple terms and visual aids like maps and timelines. For example, I use a timeline to illustrate the key events leading up to the Sharpeville massacre, clearly marking each event to enhance teacher clarity and support learners' understanding. Instructional communication is essential for effective history lesson. In my lesson plan on turning points in South African history, I'll use strategies from JLZ 300 to support all learners, regardless of their English proficiency. I'll adapt my language to be clear and simple using visual aids like maps and timelines. For instance, I plan to create a timeline illustrating key events leading up to the Sharpeville massacre. I've structured the lesson with clear objectives and connections to learners' lives to make the content relevant. I'll ask higher order questions such as what were the motivations behind the Bantu Education Act and how did it impact society? This encourages analysis and discussions of legislation's complexities. To promote critical thinking, I'll mix factual recall with open-ended questions and facilitate a class debate on effectiveness of nonviolent resistance. I want to emphasize active listening and constructive feedback, encouraging respectful engagement with different views. Creating a positive and inclusive environment is important. I'll foster dialogue while being sensitive to learners' diverse cultural backgrounds. My lesson aligns with CAP's guidelines and include engaging activities like debate, creative projects, and assessments such as oral history projects. I'll also focus on nonverbal communication using enthusiastic body language and an encouraging tone to keep learners engaged. For example, on teacher clarity, I'll explain complex historical events clearly using appropriate language and visual aids. On effective questioning, I'll use a mixture of lower order and higher order questions to stimulate thinking and assess comprehension. On active listening and feedback, I'll create a supportive environment for questions and perspectives, providing constructive feedback to encourage growth. Link to classroom social space. In my lesson plan, I see the classroom as a social space for fostering a respectful and inclusive environment. I want all learners to feel safe sharing their perspectives, and to achieve this, I'll establish clear rules for interactions, ensuring every voice is heard. Teaching about apartheid requires sensitive topics, as learners may have strong emotional responses. I'll set expectations for respectful dialogue and acknowledge diverse experiences, emphasizing the value of multiple viewpoints. I'll use various teaching methods to accommodate different learning styles and provide opportunities for learners to share personal stories, fostering empathy. And finally, I'll be mindful of power dynamics, creating a safe space for discussion and addressing any prejudice promptly to reinforce respect among all learners. In conclusion, strong communication skills are essential for my future teaching in history. They will enable me to explain concepts clearly, engage learners, and foster a positive classroom atmosphere. However, I anticipate challenges like discussing sensitive topics, managing difficult behaviors, and ensuring all students participate. To address these challenges, I'll prepare lessons thoroughly considering diverse viewpoints and potential learner responses. I'll establish clear rules for respectful conversation to create a safe space for dialogue. Additionally, I plan to use varied teaching methods and activities to accommodate different learning styles, ensuring every learner feels included and encouraged to participate. We have come to the end of my presentation. Thank you and goodbye.